Welcome to Taste the Mango, and in these videos we're going to be demonstrating in real time some direct inquiry explorations where myself and Katrijn will take turns in asking each other to inquire through direct experience to a key question that points us to the non-dual nature of the human experience. And the first question we're going to explore into is, are we a body?
So right now when you're observing things, right? You're seeing a world, you're seeing a screen, you're hearing sounds, you're experiencing something.
Yeah.
Can you find a sense of an observer of what is going on?
Well, when you ask that question, there's a difference almost between what's going on and what I think is going on. So at one level, I'm like, well, yeah, I'm observing my Zooms,
Yeah.
listening, and yeah, of course I am. But actually, if I didn't know that, if I just went to literally, directly, what is happening,
Yes.
there's a big screen in front of, I'm going to say me, but there isn't even in front of me because the me that's seeing that is also part of it. So actually, there's no, if I really have amnesia as to my conditioning in this very, very moment, and I'm literally answering the question, there's no observer because the thing that I think is observing is also part of the observation. So I actually, if I'm really, really direct, really truthful in just coming clean, no, you can't see the difference.
So there's no is there any sense of a location, of a center?
I mean, there sort of is, but it loosens really quite quickly.
Can you describe that? I mean, is there a direct experience?
Yeah. So initially, when you do it, it feels quite centric around what you would call your eyes or your ears. You know that.
Can you point to it?
Well, you'd sort of point to here,
Mhm.
but quite quickly that just can go soft and dissolves into there's no real, that just loosens up, and then becomes a wide. Well, it first of all becomes wider,
Mhm.
and then it just, there isn't even a thing to go wider. There's just a blending, a merging, and this is all in microseconds. Um, as you just, it's almost like the the viewfinder that you normally live in day-to-day life in, or when you're being asked questions about attention, and it's just sort of switches off,
Mhm.
and it just
But
blends back into the everything else.
but you do have a sense of a point of view. I mean, you see the front of the screen, not the back of it.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
see in that direction, not the back of your head.
Yeah, but but I don't even notice the back of the head in the very moment. So all
Yeah.
like the screen, it just is. It just is. So yeah, I mean, but in order to have that, I have a point of view. I have to go subject object. I have to go. There's a Piers with a point of view, because to have different points of view, you'd have to think there is a center.
Yes. But so looking at the raw experience right now, if you, I don't know, close your eyes or leave them open, but there's the expanse of experience. Can
Mm.
you find any experience of a center to that?
Not a fundamental one. Only one I add in.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
add it in.
So that's very clear. Yeah, that the direct experience is no location.
No location. If you go direct.
Yeah. And there can be, because this often happens, right? There can be this feeling of here, because this is the location of the visual sense, which is very strong in us. Even when we close our eyes, it feels like there's something here behind the eyelids. But if you explore that just directly, that is also just part of the experience.
Yeah. Because because we mostly have our eyes open, it does feel like that. But if I cleared my eyes even for just 5-10 seconds, and I've got my hands resting on my table now, quite quickly that center seems to change to my being hand centric than vision centric.
Mm.
So, it's certainly not behind the eyes, because I can shift it quite quickly. It can shift quite quickly. And then if I come back to my eyes open, it feels like it's more eye centric. So it's
Yes.
not fixed.
Yes. And I guess most people can imagine that if you would be blind or deaf, you would have a completely different feeling of centricity.
That's just it. And even sometimes if I think now about someone I love, like one of my kids, I can, and I just close my eyes and I can think about one of my kids. It's almost like, and I'm wondering how their day's going. I can almost, my centricity can almost move to them. And there's sort of a love, there's a kind of it's almost like it can shift. So what I'm pointing to there is that although it often feels like it's in the middle of my head, these two eye things, it moves around all the time.
But so that's really crucial to see that it is not fixed.
Yeah.
That it's more an idea that we are in here.
Yeah.
And looking from here.
Yeah. And there feels to be a utilitarian usefulness for that when
yes,
around.
Yes. So you don't bump into the lamppost.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my visual faculty is better at crossing the road than my kind of intuitive sensing of traffic. So, Katrijn, as you're looking, feeling, sensing, hearing, perceiving the world right now, and you're noticing whatever you're noticing, does it feel like that's all being done by a you? Does it feel like there's a central point or a you that's doing all that?
No. No, absolutely not. It's just appearing.
And it's appearing how or where? Just say a bit more about appearing.
Well, even appearing it's just there. It's there, and I don't know. It's difficult to say something about that, really.
So, what is aware of your computer screen right now?
It doesn't feel like there is something aware of my computer screen. It's just the screen.
It's the screen. And is there any distinction between what you're aware of, the screen, for example, and anything doing the awareness, which I know you said there isn't, but can you even make a difference between those two?
I can try. That really, and it's interesting because if I think about that question, I can say yes. There's a separate, and just now in the experience of it, there's no.
Okay. So just touch your computer screen right now.
Okay.
Does there any difference between the
the thing that was doing the touching and the screen in terms of its nature?
No, there's more sensation
Yeah.
in one part of it,
Mm.
but there's sensation in other places as well. So
Right.
yeah.
And if you're hearing something right now, if there's sound in my voice,
Yeah.
is that being heard by someone? By you?
No, there is sound, and I can mentally say that is heard by me. That's the that's the mental languaging of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like all these stimulus, whether it's the computer screen, the touching, the sound, is coming into a central point that is Katrijn.
It feels like it's like there is a location in some sense.
Mm.
It feels like this is closer than the screen, for
Mm.
example. But it doesn't feel like there's a location to the knowing of that.
Yeah. Okay. And does that sense of location that's giving you some proximity to being closer and nearer, does that feel fixed, or does that come and go and change in what that is?
That doesn't. I don't know. Trying to give that words, it's almost like it's sometimes more contracted and sometimes more expansive.
Mm.
Yeah.
Is there anything doing
No.
in the contraction and the no?
No, because then I would definitely do the expansive stuff all the time.
Yeah. So that's just a happening of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even in the last 2 to 3 minutes, that's just happening.
Yeah.
Is there anything beyond the just happening that you feel like there's a you doing anything? A separate you doing it?
No, that is really gone.
So no separate or localized you. That's what we're saying. Is that right? No separate or localized you.
No.
No. Okay.
I can follow the thinking.
Yeah.
Right? And I can mentally create it. No problem.
Yeah. So,
But it's not actually there.
yeah. So obviously it fits in with your narrative of how you think humans work. But if
Yes.
you go to direct experience, it's not actually what you experience.
No, not at all.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want to know more about direct inquiry exploration, or about Taste the Mango in general, or just have any questions, please do reach out and drop us a line, and all the details will be in the description of the video.